Hello everybody, welcome to the show! I'm SM SithLord, and this is the weekly build stream right here on the exciting streaming channels that you are now joining me from. Hello. I'm broadcasting to you from sunny Southern California, and I will be doing a Web Worlds build this morning. It's about 9 a.m. local time, if anybody's wondering, and we're going to be doing something awesome here. Okay, we're going to make I'm going to try to make this this session move along real smoothly here, and we're going to be like a goofy episode of how-to. It is going to be how to make amazing baked lighting in an environment, all within less than 2 hours, and then publish this environment to GitHub and get it ready to drop onto a web world parcel. I'm going to do all that. I'm going to be using 3ds Max. You can use any app, and I'll be talking about this in a moment. Let me take a sip of my coffee. You can use any app such as Blender, Cinema 4D, Maya. The important thing is that you export either an FBX or a GLB. The target for this creation that I'm making is the Web Worlds SDK, which is on Play Canvas engine. That engine supports in the editor FBX or GLB. So as long as you can export in one of those two formats, you can use them exactly the same in the web world here. I'm going to be exporting GLB. I'm going to be baking everything. Now here's something interesting. The approach that I'm going to be taking to baking is going to be a GLB compatible approach. There's better ways to do lighting with FBX. If you're doing FBX and you're getting them into Play Canvas, which I'm targeting here, you can have a light map on its own UV channel, and then you can have a tiling texture on UV0, and you can overlay the light map, like the fancy lighting, on top of the tiling texture, and the result is what you are used to seeing in like desktop games like Unity and Unreal. It looks amazing. Now, the thing is, there's two things with that. One, it takes a more powerful computer to be able to load the extra textures in, because now you got a light map in addition to each of the individual textures and whatever shaders they might have. So there's actually a lot more textures you're loading in when you don't bake everything down. So one, you need a more powerful computer, meaning that if you go too heavy on the fancy graphics, you're going to lag people down on phones when they try to access your parcel. And the second thing is wide compatibility. So if you make a GLB and you're just targeting a GLB, GLB is like the newest kind of 3D format. You can take your GLB and use it all over the place. You can take your GLB and use it in the Unity SDK editor just as easy as you can use it in a web world. About just as easy. Same thing with FBX. Because that Unity just happens to support FBX. But GLB is like, it's like this universal kind of cross-compatible format. So once you get your house or your structure as GLB, it's about as easy as it can be to put it in the Unity client and get it to wherever you want it. Put it in 3ds Max and do Premiere Engine stuff. Just get it all over the place. GLB is the new JPEG for 3D files. I call it JPEG because people compress the hell out of it, just like they do JPEGs. Some people call them PNGs. I don't think they're like PNGs. Definitely not like Photoshop files, but let's stop getting sidetracked with definitions and start making something awesome. We're going to start with a box. Actually, I'm going to start with a chamfered box. Actually, I think I want a chamfered cylinder. I'm going to go a little bit crazier than normal today. Okay, so using my 3D mouse here, I've already screwed up. The very first thing I need to do is create a capsule. I need to create Gordon Pillman, and he is going to, what is this, an extended period? He'll show me how big a person is. Okay, we'll make him orange in honor of Gordon Pillman. And we will make him hero height, which is 1.88 meters, and hero fatness, which is somewhere, whatever looks right for the height, which would be about, there we go, be that big. That is what a person looks like. So we can see that my structure that I made is way too huge. I also need to think, like, what is the structure that I'm making right now? Yeah, it's going to be a cylinder, and maybe the structure isn't too huge, but it's going to be a cylinder. It's going to have windows in it, and it's going to basically be emptied. But now I need to think what is going to be in it for real, because I know that the edges are going to have these curved edges that look really nice with the lighting. We're going to have like 24 sides on this thing. Oops. Wrong one. I have like 24 sides on this thing. Oh, there's my sides at. Again, we're gonna have like 24 sides on this thing. There we go. So it'll look real smooth. It'll be baked out real quick. Real good. It's too large. Let's bring it down. Like a medium-sized room here. Okay, now a cylinder is going to have really even lighting everywhere. I'm not going to go with the cylinder because I want uneven lighting to show how awesome the lighting is going to be, and I have no doubt the lighting is going to be awesome. So I'm going to use a chamfer box instead, and I'll make it perfectly square, about yay big. .25 by 25 meter. Okay. It's actually not quite big enough. Let's make it 30 by 30. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to convert this to an edible poly and then just flip the normals. This is why I did that. Let's flip the normals. Okay, our normals are flipped. Let's create some GLB materials. Since I'm baking lighting, I don't really have to use GLB materials. I can use full-on PBR, but I'm going to use GLTF materials because I'm trying to get good at GLTF materials anyways, and there's no reason not to. Okay, there we go. Here we are on the inside. We're going to have really cool lighting in here once I plug it in. Make sure our oh no, let me fix my webcam. My webcam just went out, or my screen capture. I can tell. Excuse me, one moment. It's my capture device here. It's been acting up. Usually all I have to do is unplug it, plug it back in. Try this again. Oh no. It's acting up on me. There we go. Plug this in. Almost. And we're back. It's wonderful. Okay, and then we're going to be carving some holes in this thing and setting up some geometry in here and baking it. We'll do the unwrap, and then I'll show you how amazingly easy the unwrap is to do. And in no time, we'll have a really cool looking thing going on here. Okay. Okay, let's make a stage or something. Yeah, let's make a stage. Or maybe we should start thinking of the holes that are going to be dug out here. Yeah, let's get the lighting down there. I'm going to put a camera into my scene. It's going to be a free camera. Just plop it into this view there. Make it have that and camera. Okay, and now I can position the camera wherever I want with this nice little aspect perspective on it. Okay, let's get the lighting in there. A light, I'm going to be using the Arnold render. What is this? Let's do a point light. Point light about yay tall. And we're going to switch this to active shade. Way too bright. That's my light. Okay, so you see how amazing the lighting is here. And I am going to be able to get that lighting. I have to render it for you to really see because the active shade looks weird with all the blurriness. I'm going to be able to get the amazing lighting that I get into this scene pretty much perfectly into the GLB. So let's get some stuff in here. We're going to be viewing a screen. And I want some random shapes and just to look real cool, actually. So let's get this light a little bit bigger. We'll go 0.5 and see what we're looking at here. Let's get the little shades of blue happening. Over here, we'll do another one of white. Okay, how's this looking? Looking better? Okay, let's get a wall in there with a screen. Sure. Well, let's get a stage up there. So I was talking about generating a light map and then getting that light map and layering it on top of a tile texture. I'm not doing that today. Today I'm going for the whole bake. What's up, 420 in progress? Welcome to the show. I'm going for the full bake, and going for the full bake means that I should use solid color textures so that the texture resolution isn't as noticeable, because I am going to have low texture resolution, but you won't be able to tell because the solid colors and the blur that I'm going to apply. Okay, that stage, maybe I want to make that a chamfered box. No, it looks pretty good as it is. Now let's get some fancy stuff going on behind it. What fancy stuff? What kind of fancy stuff? Trying to work out in my head what kind of fancy stuff is going back there. How about some stairs leading up to this thing, and then we're gonna have that structure, and then Let's go with a rounded structure. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with a tube. A tube? No, not a tube. What I want is probably an extended primitive. It would be some type of tube. Maybe I will use a tube. No, it should be a box with round corners. Yeah. Okay, so if we're doing a box with round corners, I can clone this one. Then I can make it the size that I want. And then I can grab these things and apply a fillet or a chamfer. Something very wrong is happening here. That's not supposed to do that. And I have absolutely no idea why it's doing that. It does not like my shape. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll just make a new shape. If you don't like my shape, just tell me. How do you like this shape? Thing. How do you like this shape? It likes this shape much better. Whatever. Okay, so we got some beveled corners here. That's what I wanted. Now, okay, bridge, we're good. Okay, and now, what else should go in here? Okay, new plan for the stage. New plan for the stage. Here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna make this thing like this, and then I'm going to take I think we're gonna make this a spline. Yeah, make this a spline. So it goes here, and then we got one here, and then this one goes over here. Right, and then the vertice here gets turned into a smooth, Bezier corner. Bezier corner. Okay, that looks good. Actually, these are points. Okay, good. Now I want to get this line. And we're going to extrude it. No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, is this gonna look cool? I don't know. I don't know. In my head it did. I don't even need the underneath part, but I do if it's okay. So I don't know. Let's see this thing through a little bit further and see how it looks. Here, I'm going to extrude this thing. Yay far. Okay. Assign this to that. And then we'll have a few of these things. So. It's something. Okay, let's keep rolling with it. Keep rolling with it. Okay, this looks pretty good, but let's turn up the ungroup. Turn up this thing's interpolation to 6. Or maybe even 7. 7 is the default. Okay, so we're going to turn this guy up to 7. And we're going to turn this guy up to 7. Let's not forget about this guy. And this guy. Not particularly excited about that weird little thin piece that goes through everything, but I think I'm going to keep it because that's going to turn into the stairs that come up to the side. Yeah, okay. Let's keep rolling with it. Keep on rolling. Is that a song? It should be. Okay, that's looking good. And we're going to put the screen right in there. All right, now what? How about some seating? We need some seating. Also, let's push this thing back. Okay, let's try putting a big old light right there. Make this one a quad light. This will be kind of like the light that the TV or the viewing screen is putting off, we can imagine. I don't think this looks good. I think I want to delete that light. Yeah, but I do want a light. So actually, let me bring that light back. But I want it to be not as strong. So let's take its exposure down to 3, perhaps, and just make sure that it's not making the stage right in front over bright. Okay, that looks acceptable. But now the thing is, let's throw a light underneath the stage for 2 reasons. One's going to make the stage look awesome, and I need it because it's dark underneath the stage and the lighting isn't working out the way that I had hoped back here. Also, for back here, let's grab this thing and move it closer to here. Okay, and then we got this light underneath here. And this one maybe we'll make pink. No, how's that look? Okay, that's looking pretty good. Is pink and blue the colors that I'm rolling with? I gotta make this decision right now because I'm about to put some more lights in here. The pink and the blue and the white, I'll take it. We're rolling with the pink and the blue and the white. It's official. And then I'll just bind this over here, bind this over here, clone this one over here, bind it over here, and I clone this one over here, and when I say bind, I mean align it over here. And now, we're gonna have some serious glow happening, perhaps too much. Or perhaps the perfect amount of glow. Okay, we're looking pretty good now. Let's keep it rolling. I think we should still be pretty good on time. Okay, we're about 40 minutes into it. Had about a 15-minute late start, maybe 45 minutes into it. Now, there's no emotes here. You'll have to just watch politely and calmly there, 420. Let's get a whole bunch of amazing stuff in here. What are we waiting for? Okay, how about background or speakers or columns? We can get some columns in here, but I think floating shapes, I think, is what I'm going to be going for. Yes, there's nothing more impressive than floating whitewashed spheres. What? Yeah, sure, watch. Wait till you see the light hit these, and then you shall be impressed. Or not. And I'll delete them, because I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This should be 24. Yeah, we can roll with that. And then for the size, a little bit smaller. We want the color to be that. And let's just see how that looks. Yeah, I think that I'm going to do a bunch of floating spheres. That's one thing. It'll be the ball stage. We'll have a bunch of balls. Sure. Because look how cool those are. Not very cool, right? Well, we're gonna have to think of something there to make those look cooler. We're gonna have to introduce another color, perhaps. Maybe a blue. Maybe a yellow, maybe a pink. I don't know. Let's see. Here's a blue. Let's introduce another blue. I'm going to put this blue light really close to the balls. Like that. And this is really going to light them up. And we'll see. And it's also going to light other stuff up, though. Let's see how this turns out. Too bright. No good. All of it's bad, bad, bad. Okay. So let's try this. Light. Take this down to exposure number 3. That. That's looking much better. I'll probably roll with that. I'm going to need additional sources of pink light in the end. But I think this is good for now. And I'll even go with the floating balls. Yeah. And then I'll figure out where to put another light source later. Fake it like you don't belong. Fake it when you're out of suggestions. Over here, shrink it down, move it over some. We're floating balls like bubbles. Bubbles. Bubbles, not like Trailer Park Boys. Just regular bubbles. All right, baby. And then we gotta get one of these over here. Too far into the wall. The lighting on the right-hand side's no good, but besides that, we're looking good. This one was too close. Too close. How about that? Okay, now let's save this file. Save it to the desktop as we'll call it the calm room because it's all painted white. Very relaxing, right? Right? I don't know. Okay, this and oops, this and this and this and this. Not that. This and this and this and this and this. We're going to copy over here. We're going to flip it right there, and then here, and now we got our stirs on both sides. Looks like the lighting is still too bright on that ball on the right-hand side. Let's compare the spacing on the right to the spacing on the left. Oh yeah, that's probably why. This light needs, or this needs to go back some, and then this needs to go away from it some. Hopefully that chills out that hot spot, because that hot spot was too hot. No, that hot spot's still too hot. Look at the ball over there. It's burning up over there. There you go. That. Oops. That. I'll do it. Ah, I've ruined it a different way. Almost. There we go. Huh? Why is it rendering that view? I told it to render this view. What are you doing? What is it rendering? Oh, that's what it's rendering. Okay. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I need to make the audience and then maybe some stage lights and then maybe cut some windows and then we're on to the baking process. One thing I want to make sure of is that a 16:9 screen is going to fit in that space. It's pretty important. I probably should have tested this sooner. So this thing should be 1.6, 1.9. So this is the 16:9 aspect ratio, and the question is, will this fit into here? Not really, but that's okay. It's a Unix system. I know this. Let's make it fit. It fits. So there is a 16:9 screen. Which is not as impressive as the other one was. For some reason. Okay, this adds the letter boxes to the side so we can have 16 by 9 in the inside. I think that's what I'm gonna roll with. And then we're gonna have the screen in the middle. This screen will kind of be floating in the middle probably. Or maybe it'll take up the whole thing. Okay, let's keep moving here, and we need benches, we need seats, we need some place for the people to sit. We don't want it to get too weird. We want some kind of couches. What does a couch look like? A couch looks like this. Okay, the side of the couch. The side of the couch is a bench, and it's got curves on it. Yeah, okay, but how would that look here? Not very cool. I'm taking a look at a render. So when people sit out here, they'll be sitting on benches. They'll sit on benches that don't have a big back to them. There'll be benches that you sit on and don't have a back to them because most people are going to be standing on the benches. Okay. Let's make some benches here out of a box. Okay. I turn this into a bench. How? I turn it into a bench by cutting that down, and then we make that go in between. Okay, let's do something here. First of all, my camera is a really weird. It's too much of fisheye mode, so let's make it not so much fisheye mode and put it back to 20 millimeters. And then this thing over here, we want to go into edit polygon mode and grab the edge, and we're going to make these things come in quite a bit. Okay, and then to make this bench complete, we need to have something over here and over here that goes bevel. Okay, how does that look for a seat? Doesn't look the coolest. What if the seats were also lights? Oh man. Oh man. And now we're going to bridge these things together then. And then, now that they're bridged together, let's do an select all the faces and do auto smooth. Auto smooth. Okay. Okay, now let's make these be light sources. Now, there's no limit to how many light sources we can have because I'm making the lighting. So I need to leverage that. You have to leverage what you do well, and you have to avoid things you don't do well. There's a time and a place to confront your weaknesses, and it ain't on the job. Let me lower down this thing too. Okay, how's this? Okay, and then this is intensity. Well, let's see what the intensity looks like. This. Okay, we are not looking very good. Let's try something a little bit different. This goes up, and nobody will see up here, so that can go up there, and then this can go actually to 2, and still probably nobody will see it. But then do 1.5, and then for the exposure we'll do 3, but I don't know what else to do. Let's see how this looks. No, our hotspot is way too big still. So let's do 0.1, and we'll do the exposure 6. be low, is what we want. Okay. So we want this to be 0.5, and we want the exposure to be 3. Let's see how that looks. Not so good. Okay, I need to make this a quad. That's what it means. And then this should be let's look. Not too good, but over here there should be down like that. Yeah. Okay, how does that look? Probably way too bright. Way too bright. But we're getting there. Now this is going to go to exposure. They look cool, but they aren't really lighting, or it's not really lighting the space around it, I don't think. Let's see. Not really, and that's a problem because I want it to light the space around it. So let's try something a little bit different. Well, we'll just modify the sum, and we'll make this way too big than it actually should be. Let's see how that looks. That I like. Let's roll with it. And let's also take a look at the lighting on this other side of the room, because maybe we're too bright on this side. This probably needs to go further into the corner. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, maybe these things are too bright, but we won't deal with them too much right now. Move them away some, and let's see what multiple of these looks like. Three rows of seats going to be enough, probably. Not entirely convinced that I like the benches yet, but I'm going to give it a minute, look at them a little bit longer, and see what I think. Yeah, this looks pretty good. The hot spots are a little hot. But other than the hot spots, I like how this is turning out. I'll have another row over there. Okay. Get that row in. Okay, now so as not to overdo it, I need to look at this thing with a critical eye and see if I'm done, because I don't want to pack too much stuff into this room. I don't think that I'm done though. The opposite side of the room is extremely boring. How not boring do I want to make it is the question. Because, let's see here. Look back over here. I kind of want to try getting rid of one of these lights, but that's probably not good because those lights are probably pretty important. It's weird how they light behind the seats instead of right on the seats, though. What are you going to do? What more does this thing need? If it doesn't need a skybox as it is right now, unless I start cutting holes into it. Now, do I want to cut holes into this thing? I might. You know what? Oh man, what's the time here? Yeah, let's see what happens if I cut holes in this thing. We're gonna try for a Boolean subtraction. We're gonna try. You will try. I'm going to subtract this thing and then extrude it out. Okay. Let's see if this can handle that. Compound. Probably, and we're going to subtract. Perfect. Almost perfect. It gave me more than I really needed. Did it? No. Maybe this is perfect, actually. Wow. Okay. If that is perfect, then there's going to be sunlight coming through those grooves. I would probably want more than one of those grooves. Just looking at this and trying to figure if I want this shape or not in there. Okay. And then I turn that into glass, right? And now we got glass with a skybox view on the outside of it. Yeah, okay. That could work. Okay, let's go over to Skybox Blockade Labs. Let's see if we can generate something good with a dream-like Okay, well, we'll see what that comes up with. This is looking really, really good. I've knocked those things down. I turned them into glass, and now those are the viewports out. This looks nice. Okay, cancel. Over here in the back door, when we look this way, what does it have? Right now it has nothing. And I kind of want to keep it as nothing. The big blank wall doesn't look that bad. However, we got to do some stuff with the glass. We need to, if we're rolling with this thing, these things should be detached. Cable detached. And for now, I'll hide those because we're going to have sunlight coming in. Okay, now if we have sunlight coming in, it's okay that it looks weird because you're not going to fly out of the map. Let's put this Arnold over here, and this will be a distant light. this looks better. Let's see. I'll have to adjust the light that comes in from outside. The light coming in from outside is bad. It does not look good. I'm starting to have doubts about cutting the holes into that thing. Yeah, maybe that could be better. Oh, this is not good. A whitewashed metropolis. City. I should have added city in there. Dang. Okay, continuing having my doubts about this. Well, maybe I should do something like this too. Okay, so we got all those, and then we're going to do a chamfer. See if that helps any with the shadows. It does some. Did I download this? I did. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm committed now to those openings. All right, so let's just make sure that the openings look not too strong in all the directions. Looks good. Maybe over here on the opposite wall I should have something. So you're looking over here and there's the stage with the stuff, and there's something on the screen too. Okay, yeah. But how about back here on the other side? Let's add a window. I did it to the wrong side. Is that okay? Do I want to do it to the wrong side? No, I don't want to do it to the wrong side. Do I? Ooh, geez. Okay, I did it to the wrong side, but if I'm imagining there's a video or something on the screen and then it's blocking out everything, and then there's that showing. No, that's too busy over there, so I don't want that. I did it on the wrong side. Let's fix that. Let's do it on the right side. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. The beauty and simplicity of my bake is going away, but hopefully it's worth it when I get the skybox dropped into here. It doesn't look so clean as it did before. Okay, is that it? Is that it? That's it. Oh man, I think I kind of ruined it by opening up the box. But let's see if we can save it now. That was the bravery test. Now we're gonna drop in. We're gonna drop in a skybox. And we might drop in the skybox I just downloaded. Is that one? Just may. Let's see what this next skybox is, and if this next sucks, I'll go with that first one. Yep, let's go with the first one. All right. Okay, that's what I'm going to use when I drop it into the Web Worlds SDK and Play Canvas. In here, I'm going to use it as my environment map, like this. Okay. That's no good because it's so bright. Okay, well, let's try throwing an NV light at this thing to see how that turns out. We might have to ditch the skybox and revert if this doesn't go well. No good, no good, no good. Let's revert. Let's revert. File, open, recent, calm room. Be awesome. Come on. Oh no! I saved it with that, huh? Tell me that I at least kept the original. I didn't. Did I not? I did not keep the original? Did I not even make a backup copy? Ugh. Okay, here we go. I have committed to this, huh? Okay, so if I've committed to this, well, let's follow through with it with a sky, a starry sky. Okay, so we want. A beautiful nebula. A nebula in space. I don't know. Describe a nebula? Okay. It's in space. How about that? What does it look like? A nebula in space. What would a nebula not in space look like? Oh, we're chipping away at the time here. I need to get this cube map in here, though, to make this look right. I need stars. I need a really dark cube map. Because our light sources are coming from inside the cube, and I like that. I don't want our light sources to be coming from outside of the playable area very much. Come on, give me a skybox here. Dark, cool colors with hues of blue and a not so cool color, pink. Okay, now let's start getting this thing optimized for when I do find a cube that box that I like. Everything's fine. I'm ready to just bake this thing, and we're going to be talking about those processes in a moment. But I need to get this cube map. This is it. This is it. Don't you know I closed out this app? Okay, so hopefully this is the last cube map that I'll be processing, and then after I process it, I'm going to be getting it into here. I do wish it was darker, man. Deep space. Maybe this is dark enough. Okay, so if this was dark enough, I'm going to go here and then assign this thing to this thing. Yeah, okay, I think this will do. Okay, yes, sir. This is what I'm going to do here. I am going to roll with this, but I also want glass in some of these places. So in order to do glass, let's go ahead and select all these things. To rule the world. Okay, then we'll get these things here. See? Detach. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to make GLTF glass. This is not going to bake, so I actually do need to use a GLTF material for it. I'm going to call it glass. And we're going to give it a bluish gray color. We're going to tell it to mask. And then I gotta create a 32 by 32, 64 thing that shows how transparent to make it. White is fully transparent, black is not transparent. I want it to be about there, I guess. Alpha. The alpha, the omega, the beginning. Okay, now we should be good. However, we're not good. Let's try adjusting this more. That's why. Blend. Okay, now that we're blending, we do want some metal and a little bit of roughness. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if UVW unwrapping this helps at all. Okay, good, good. And I want the exact same thing applied to these. And then one plane of glass back there. Okay, and I believe with that, I am done. I can't run into the wall. How about it? Yeah, okay, let's bake and build this thing, because baking, I might have to GG it during the bake, depending on how long this bake is going to take. And I'm going to do a couple things that will actually make the bake take longer, because I need to adjust these things here. I need to increase the sample of every light. Sampling of every light. Lots of lights, isn't there? Well, there's this one and this one's sampling. I want to put on 6. We'll do 6 samples. 6 samples here. Let's all go all the way to 8 samples, just to be sure that we aren't crunchy. 8. Sometimes I go all the way up to 12. 8. 8. Okay, that's all of those. Let's get the ones underneath here and change these to 8 samples. And change these to 8 samples. Oh, wait a second. I was changing the intensity, wasn't I? Oh, no. No, I wasn't. I was changing the samples. No, I wasn't. I was changing the intensity. Samples. 8. Samples. 8. It's a good thing I caught that. That would have made things look really weird. Samples 8 and samples 8. Hopefully I didn't accidentally do that on any of the other lights. Okay, this thing wants samples 8. Samples 8. Samples is already set to 8. 8. 8. Eight, 8 and 8. And then my render settings. Change GPs to 4. Okay, now I'm going to save this. I'm going to do one quick partial render to make sure I didn't completely screw up my lighting settings. It does seem like increasing the sampling made my pink lights brighter, but that's okay. I'm still going to roll with it. So let's cancel. All right, save. And now we're ready to set up for the baking process. Now I'll at least show you the beginning of the baking process. There's 8 minutes left in the stream here, and it's probably going to take me longer than 8 minutes to bake. And I can't really do anything else on my computer while I'm baking. So this will probably be the conclusion of the stream, but this is what you do to bake. First of all, you make a backup copy of your thing. You're going to want to flatten the hierarchy of your scene as much as possible, especially when there's no reason not to just flatten the whole thing. Like this one room level, there's not going to be a lot of culling that happens. So just bake it all and flatten it down, bake it into one thing. And the real reason why I'm flattening it is so when I bake, it all bakes on the one texture. I'm going to bake it on a nice, crisp 2K texture. It shall be glorious. All right, let's do this. I'm going to attach all the different meshes to this. I am not going to boolean them. I'm not booleaning these together. I'm merely adding them to the mesh. And all of these steps, all of these things, the steps on the other side, the balls, the frame, the letterboxes on the frame, and I think that's everything. How can I be sure? Well, I just select the thing and drag it away, and Yeah, that's everything. I'll do to bring it back. Okay, now that I have it all merged, I'm simply going to go, first I'll call it merged, and then I'll simply go into UVW. Now this is the part that might be very different depending on your app. You want to auto peel. So there's a few ways you could auto flatten and stuff to make cool stuff happen. Oh, it's gonna put the seam right there. That's not ideal. That's not, we'll see where the seam goes after I do this thing. Okay, so this is no good. These UVs, they're all over each other and you can't bake that way. But what I'm going to do is click this peel button. Quick peel right here. No. I'll click this one right here. Pack normalize. Pack custom. We're in pack normalize. Okay, that's pretty good. But no, I'm not just packing, am I? Let's do a quick peel. Now that is pretty amazing. Let's try another peel. That's pretty good. Okay, so it's laid the things out in a ridiculous way, but it is pretty optimized. And this is what I'm going to use for baking. I'm just going to bake straight to this. Okay, so notice I didn't have to UV map really. I just went in there and I said auto unwrap. But now I'm going to save this and I'm going to tell this thing a couple things. First, let's rotate these spheres so their seams are not facing a bad direction. I'll rotate them 90. Okay. Now I know that the seams are going to be better there. And now it's time. See all this? You can't see the seams now. Okay, now we're going to do render to, or bake to texture. I'm going to tell this thing where I want to save my materials. I'll save it to desktop, new folder. In the new folder I will call Calm Room. Once it lets me name it. Come on. Make my new folder. There it is. Calm Room. That's where I'm saving it to. I've not been keeping up with the chat very well. Hello, I'm doing well. Kareem, happy Friday. And also, hello everybody watching the Twitch, the YouTube, the Twitter, the LinkedIn. Welcome to the show. The show that is about to come to its exciting conclusion, maybe a cliffhanger here, depending on how long it takes to render this. Okay, now I'm going to bake out some textures. I'm going to bake out a beauty, and I'm going to bake out rounded corners. I like rounded corners. I'll talk about what that means in a moment. Okay, I UV'd the UV channel 1, so that's correct. I'm going to 2K texture, that's correct. We're going to name them this, that's fine. I'm ready to go. Click render. Now, depending on how long this takes, maybe this will be the conclusion, but rounded corners. So what rounded corners does is it tries to, it bakes out a normal map as if everything was wrapped in like saran wrap, a little bit. So you get, wherever the two surfaces meet, it kind of rounds the corners off. Now the thing is, sometimes rounded corners does not work out very well, and you end up with weird looking anomalies when you turn on the normal map. So it's possible that I might not even use the normal map in the end, but I'm baking it out so I can try it. And besides that, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm baking this out. There it goes. Everything is going onto that one texture sheet. Then I'm going to slap that texture sheet onto this model in the diffuse, or I'm sorry, the emissive channel. I'm going to take its diffuse color down to black so that it, or almost black, so it doesn't really affect the color that comes through very much. I say almost black because if I'm applying a normal map, if I do end up using the normal map, I don't want it all the way black because then you can't really see that there's a normal map on it. I'd want it to be kind of like the highlight color that is going to sheen off of the normal map, so I'd set it to like a dark gray or a dark blue. Not too bright because I don't want it to be like super shiny. But I'll tweak those settings after I get my two maps baked out here. So then after I got the texture baked out and I sign it into the emissive channel, I save out the BSP. There's only two chunks. There's this baked chunk that uses one material on it that I'm baking. And then there's the glass, which is this other chunk. And that's going to be using just that one opacity material. So it's not going to be eating up a lot of memory. I'll select both of those, export them as a single GLB. And then from there on out, it's just getting it into the Somnium Web Worlds SDK and dropping it into a parcel, which maybe I'll do that part off stream, or maybe I'll save that part for next stream, or I'll just go over it next stream. I don't know, because this baking is going to take a while. But after I get it on the parcel, then I'm able to drop into it in Somnium Web, and I'm able to turn on post-processing like Bloom and cool stuff like that. And I'll be taking some awesome screenshots, posting the link, and it'll be usable at that point. And that will be the conclusion of today's stream, because we don't want to stand around watching the rendering process happen. So thanks for tuning in. Just to recap, so that's like the process that's remaining for me to do, what I just went over. To recap, what I did do is I created a completely original geometry from scratch in a 3D modeling program. I then applied an automatic peel to it so I could get optimized UV sheet. So I merged everything together, and then I applied an automatic peel to it so I could optimize UV sheet. And now I'm rendering everything out to it. And there we are. That's it. And that's how you make a super awesome, hyper optimized, really cool lighting scene in 2 hours. It would have been 2 hours if it wasn't for, the rendering. Smashed my hand onto the desk there. But the rendering, of course, is going to take longer. So thanks for tuning in, and be on the lookout for screenshots and the link to this in the future. If anybody has any questions on the Web Worlds SDK, how to make something optimized, how to just get something on a parcel, how to host your stuff, how to do any questions at all, shoot them into the chat next stream. And if you need to ask me before next stream, you can hit me up in a DM or mention me in the Somnium Space Discord so that it pops up on my screen and I'm able to read it. And I'll try to help you out. All right. Once again, I'm SM SithLord. This has been the Somnium Space Web World stream, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.